Welcome everyone to the D.O.P.E.S.T podcast. I am your host, Andrea, Kitten, and this is where I interview artists on their expertise in their respective fields. I am here with Cola Rum.
Right.
Wait, hold up. The infamous Cola Rum. I know him as an amazing writer and poet. But if you can just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do in your own words.
I am the infamous Cola Rum. I'm a wordsmith. My pen travels, so anything with words I'm good at. I am a poet, spoken word artist, writer, storyteller. That's basically what I do. So basically I'm a storyteller.
Yes.
Every form, in any form I can tell the story.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to dig into these stories that you got, because I know you have so many of them.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how you got started with being a writer? Like, what inspired you to start writing? And
I was always a reader. I always thought like I thought, but you don't think. You're thinking like you're thinking. But
wait, what? Say that again.
I always thought like I thought, but I didn't think I was thinking like I was thinking. But then you look back and you realize you was always thinking like that.
Wow.
I was the guy in the ghetto on the corner. I tell people all the time, we'll be drinking, and they'll be telling me to talk, say some stuff, and I get up and start talking. Yeah, I might rap, and I might say something slick, a poem or something. I'm laughing. Then I go to talking about something news. I was the talker. I was always the talker.
Was this when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Wow.
And in the teens, but so I was always, and I say that today when I go to parties today, I'm the conversationalist.
Yes.
Like people play cards, I never play cards. They wouldn't allow me on the spades table. They'll push me away from the spades table because I'll lose because I'm too busy talking to play the game. Yeah. So I was always the conversationalist. So yeah, that's basically the start of that and reading. I always was a reader because my mother was raised Afrocentric. They call it B1 now, or RBG. Red, black, and green. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was raised like that. And so she always raised us self-educate yourself. So we always had books everywhere. So I started reading young. And you think everybody doing that, but everybody ain't.
Right.
And so so I started reading religiously like 10, 11. Me and my uncle brother. And we just started competing with each other and started reading. And as I was reading, I started coming up, I read the book that a lot of people read, the Black Poets book. A lot of people read that book when they was like in their late teens and their 20s
what was it,
in
like
college.
A combination of?
It's a lot of black poems throughout the years. And my mother had that around the house. A lot of black people read that in college.
Love it.
But we had that around the house. And so I picked it up like when I was about 14 or 15 and I was reading the poem. I said, I can write some of these. And I wrote one, I wrote one, and after I wrote one, I wrote another one. Then I said, I need a name. I need a righteous name.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that's when the conscious rap started coming in. So then I gave myself a righteous name and all this stuff.
What was your righteous name?
It was Adagumbo Money.
Wait, what?
Adagumbo Money.
Adagumbo Money.
The righteous warrior. Yep, that was my name. So I had that name, and I would just be writing and reading. But you don't never know that you're good at something. But I was planning to focus on something else. I want to do something else. I didn't want to do that. But a lot of times, what you're good at, you ignore. So I was ignoring that a lot. I didn't even pay it too much of attention. And then, but like I said, you don't think you think like you think, especially when you're around your friends, and a lot of my friends were sharp. Even though they were ghetto boys, they were still sharp. So you don't think you think like you think, even though other people see it, you don't see it, And so when it was time to my uncle, who I always thought was smarter than me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thought I was just an average guy.
Right.
And so, but when he went to college, he went to University of Florida. I went out and visited him and seen all the women. I said, I'm going to University of Florida too. So I went back, studied hard, bam, I'm there. That's what I said. You don't never think that. So then I ended up at University of Florida, and I went there. Like a lot of poets don't know my first love is film. A lot of people. Only a couple of poets know that. Yeah, but that was my first love, and I still got a cinematic mind.
Yeah.
And so when I was first came to Atlanta, I was hanging around a lot of filmmakers. Yeah, more so than poets. I was hanging around a lot of. To this day, when I'm around poets and they start talking about movies, I be like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Y'all don't know what. Yeah, y'all know, y'all. Like when I edited, I be editing my book trailers, and Tommy Boston, he was like, "Cola, you know how to edit?"
Yeah.
But he forgot I went to film school. Yeah, I went to film school. So I went to film school, and I would probably finished if it would have been in a major city. I would have finished. But since it was in University of Florida in Gainesville, a small town, you get caught up in the college politics, and I hated the college politics. If it would have been in a major city, like Atlanta somewhere, I'd have been going to school, coming home, and being in the city. But being in a little small town, I hated the college atmosphere. Some people love the college atmosphere.
Because everybody like knew you and like...
Everybody know you, but when you're in a little small town in college, you have to embrace the college atmosphere just all around you.
Yeah.
Me, I like cities. I like cities, different people, old people, young people. I always was that people call me grimy. You grimy. Because I always like cities. I always like cities, different people and stuff like that. And so when I was in college, I wasn't going to class, I was going to the library. And so I go in the library and read all day.
So you skip class to go to the library?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll skip class to go to the library and read all day. And afterwards, one of my partners was home. He was a rapper, and I would make beats for him. So I had a beat machine, and I was making the beats for him. And so when I decided to leave school to make beats for him, now mind you, I was still loving film, because I watch movies all the time. Well, let me go back. When I was in film school, I loved film school. I hated why we have to do all this studying and all this other classes to do film. So I would go to my film class,
that makes sense.
But besides my film class, I would go to the library. And another guy was in my film class, the DJ 89.3, T-Bone. You know DJ T-Bone? Yeah, he went to University of Florida.
Wow.
Darren, he does the Art Mondays at Apache. You ever been to Art Mondays at Apache? Darren went there. Darren, DJ T-Bone. Who else? There's a couple of us that.
I remember going there exactly what I wore and everything.
On the Monday. Yeah, but Darren, who was over there, Darren was an artist. DJ T-Bone went there. DJ Doug Boogie, hip hop DJ. He was down there. It was a couple of us from the scene that was down there. But I would go to the film class. After film class, I would go to the library and read books because I didn't want to go to the other classes and stuff. So I was failing in the other classes, but I was acing in the film class. But through that, I learned the deepness of films and the archetypes and studying archetypes and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I ain't know film was as heavy as it is. And so I wanted to do film, but then at the same time, I was real good at making beats too. So then I wanted to leave and pursue making some beats. So I left college and went home to make some beats home from me and my partner. And my other partner, Greg, was living in Atlanta. He came and said, come back with me for the weekend. I came up here, and like everybody else, I stayed.
Yeah, exactly.
I came out here and stayed. Yeah, once I seen it, I said, okay, it's moving different here.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and so I stayed. So once I stayed, I said, okay. Can't make beats up here. I gotta make beats up here. So I said, let me DJ first to get some money up. So I started DJing record tapes back when they still making record tapes to make money. And then once I started DJing, I said, you know what, DJing, I might as well go back to school while I'm up here. So I got into Georgia State. You know what I'm saying? I got into Georgia State and started going back to school, DJing. Went to the Funk Jazz Cafe with this chick, and we went up there, and in front of all these people, this poet got up there, and he wasn't good to me, and I said, that dude ain't that good. And true to black women. And what you criticize him for? Why don't you get up there and do it? I said, I will. I said, I will. You know me, I'll come back. I said, I will.
Gosh.
Yeah. So I went home and wrote out a poem and got it did tight. I couldn't go on the main stage, but they had the poetry room.
Yeah.
I got on stage at the poetry room.
So this was a different night?
It was it was a month later.
Okay.
Funk Jazz
You took
Cafe.
her back?
Huh? She didn't go back with me. Ain't that something? She didn't go back with me. I went back by myself, but I was determined. I went back by myself. They had the poetry corner. I didn't make the main stage, so I was in the poetry corner, but it was still packed because it was Tabernacle. It was packed, all the floors. And I got up. I was the first person to go up to.
What year is this?
This was like 95,
Wow.
96. I got it because the funk jazz was the thing. I don't know if you ever heard about how funk jazz was crazy. Funk jazz was at the Tabernacle, about 3 floors, be packed with people.
Wow.
Packed. It was like that heyday. Everybody talking about the 90s. It was it was the pinnacle of the 90s. The Funk Jazz Cafe, what Jason Orton used to do, and like you come in there, and just think that bottom floor of the Tabernacle fit like probably about 4,000 people in there. Think about 4,000 people in there when you first walk in there. 4,000 people dancing.
Wow.
4,000 people on the floor dance. About 4,000 people just dancing. DJ Kimmett spinning.
Wow.
Stevie Wonder, all I do. Yeah, then he put
you talking about all the greats.
Yeah, then he put Michael Jackson on, and everybody
Nice.
to the forest don't stop. So that's where it was at, the Tabernacle, the Funk Jazz Cafe. I think they made a documentary about it. And so I got up there. I was the first person they called up. I rocked them too, rocked them hard. This old man got up and said, I don't need to see nothing else. I did a poem about evil, about battling evil. And I rocked them hard with that poem. That old man said, I don't need to hear nothing else. You done said it all, young buck. Yeah.
Oh.
But when he said that, he pointed right at me too.
Wow.
You done said it all, young buck. I was still a mistake. When he pointed at me, everything clicked. Everything said click. And I was like, whoa. So I was still going to school, and I said, well, I'll do the poetry. But then I said, no, I'll do the poetry. I said, I'll mix it up. I'll do the comedy too. So I went out to the comedy scene. Corey Whitehead, he was doing comedy.
He was?
Yeah, Corey the painter. Yeah,
That's
Corey
crazy.
Whitehead was out there with me. And Lil Duval, who done blew up now, yeah.
Wow.
And Lil Duval the one that made me go full steam in poetry. Because he was like, because I'll get on the stage and I'll be saying deep shit, I'll be offending the crowd. You know me. I'll offend them, they get mad. That nigga just said something about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And so, Lil Duval, last time I seen him, I ain't seen him since then, Roland. I know him as Roland. Roland took me home, beautiful highway, drove me home. He said, Cola, what we good at, it comes easy.
Yeah.
He said, this comedy comes easy for me. He was like, that poetry comes easy for you. Yeah, he dropped me off at the crib. I ain't look back on the comedy no more. I just started doing the poetry.
Yeah.
And then once the poetry got getting stronger and stronger, I said, I left Georgia State. And then I just started doing that. That's the start.
That's dope.
Yeah.
There was so much within that. Like,
yeah.
You just get me excited when you talk. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know you had mentioned how you would cut class to go to the library and read all day. And I recently read a book that it said something like, you can't allow your school to keep you away from your education.
You can.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that's exactly what you were doing. You were educating yourself.
Yeah.
You know, even though someone would look at it as a negative thing, but you actually were still educating yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I started doing it in high school. I was really doing it in high school. My mother used to get mad at me because in high school I would make like E's and D's because I'd be in the back of the room reading, and I wouldn't be doing the work. I'd make an E's and D's all the 3 9 weeks. The last 9 weeks I'll make an A and I pass with a D. And go to the next grade. Yeah, that used to make my mama mad. Yeah, because she
already knew your potential.
Yeah, she'd always say you smart, but you know you my mama. You supposed to say that. Yeah, because you ain't really know. You don't really be really knowing. You don't really know. You know. So, and I had a different type of smart. My uncle brother, he had the straight up academic type of smarts. But my smarts was more like the creative type of smarts. You know, I could always just look at a classical song and read it and then understand the feeling what's going on. Yeah, so okay. Then if I hear it and I said, what's the name of that song? I'll go look it up. You know what I'm saying? I always had that in me. But so that's yeah. But so I always was doing it in high school. When I got to college, the library's bigger. You can go get lost in the libraries. And then when I look back, I realized I was always a writer, always a poet. Yeah. Because most people, it's just a building to them. A library is just a building to a lot of people. But to me, just like a lot of other poets, a library, you'd be like, wow. So when I got to University of Florida, see them big ass library, I was like, wow. Yeah, I was just like, wow. Yeah. So I was
what a dream.
Yeah, I was going there after class. I was going there and sitting there about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, looking at books, reading them and stuff. Yeah. Go talk to the librarians. They'll tell me about this, that. Yeah, look, like you said, never knew I was really educating myself on my own education. I didn't know I was doing that, but that's what I was doing. You know, in hindsight, looking back at it, I always had that in me. You know, I always had it. I didn't know I had it. Yeah.
It's always like good to have like conversations with people who are also writers too, because sometimes you might think like you're the only one, but like what you're saying is like resonating with me so much, because I was the same. Like I read all the books in my house. Like just seeing huge libraries is like a dream. Like it's a fantasy of mine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just so natural for me. So I definitely resonate with you.
Yeah, you're part of the tribe. You was always smart. I remember told when I first met you, I first met you, and then I don't know if I ever told you that I used to tell Goldie it all the time. I used to tell Goldie, I said, "Go, she act like a dumb blonde, but she ain't dumb. She just do that in front of people." Yeah, I always because I think I met you before you got on stage. When he brought you around there, and I was talking to him. You was sitting with us, and you was talking to you. I was like, "Okay, this is quick. She real quick." But then when I see you out and about, I said, "She's acting like a dumb blonde. She ain't dumb." Yeah, she's a dumb. That's what I was saying. I tell it to Gold all the time. I say, "Gold, she act like a dumb blonde, but she ain't."
It's probably because my Cali vibe.
Yeah.
I definitely got the.
Yeah. You got the Cali. You got that down pat.
That's funny.
Yeah, you got that down pat. But yeah. You said you started like that too, just reading everything in the house. Oh yeah. For sure. Who got you on that?
Even the dictionaries, the encyclopedias. I just naturally did it, you know. And when I was in 3rd grade, I wrote like my first poems, and you know, a substitute teacher told me that I could publish a book, and so it's always been with me as well.
Okay.
But for you, I want to know, because just seeing you on stage and like remembering like the performances that I've seen of yours. For me, you've always been like a no holds barred, very raw, very honest, very controversial person on stage. So what would you say has been one of your most impactful or stirring poems that you've done over the years?
Most impactful what? To me or to the crowd or to what?
To you, either one.
Okay. The one talking about the one that everybody just love. For me, I guess the one for me that I really, really loved was the I did this bird, and that was like about 5 years ago. Cause I could hold the crowd for a long time, but I wanted to see how long I could hold it. So then I wrote this 15-minute poem about me and this girl going on a date, and we started arguing about the birds. Yeah. And she was arguing that the birds, when they sing, they swing on their freedom. And I was saying, no, they sing because they complaining just like we complain about life. I said, their life more dangerous than us. Wow. So I made a poem out of that. And then I did it in front of a crowd, and I held them for like 15 minutes doing that poem.
They wanted to know what happened next.
Yeah. I was like, bam, bam, bam. And I was switching it up so much. Had singing in it, had the patterns changing to keep me,
I could only imagine.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. People won't hear that poem. It's long, but it's cold when you do it, because it's almost like I'm doing a stand-up in a way. Right. So that was like, in regards to me captivating the audience, that was the more it was more for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the crowds, you know me, I like to pee people off.
Mm-hmm.
It was one keeping in the vein with the with the Dave Chappelle controversial stand-ups that he been doing lately.
Yes.
I had did one in the late '90s. We had call and response poems.
Mm-hmm.
You would do a poem, somebody didn't like it, they'd get on stage and do a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Attack your poem. Yeah. So if you did a poem, if a woman did a poem about men and niggas ain't shit, some dude gonna go home and write a poem and say bitches ain't shit. Yeah, we had the call and response. So at this time in the late '90s, you had a lot of lesbians. They was going hard on them.
Wow.
Going hard on them, killing them, talking about cutting off their penises and I'll cut your penis off and throw it to your mother. And they was doing all type of poems. Yeah. So I said,
hey, why were they so mad at me if they were lesbians?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think that's part of the chorus, I guess. You gotta ask them that. But yeah, so they were doing that just to make the women cheer.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were going hard. A lot of them was doing them. And you know, the dude was scared. But you know, me being me, I said, I'm gonna write me Alf Dykes poem.
Oh my
and get on stage and do it. And I did a poem called Don't Try the Y. Man, that poem.
Don't try the Y?
Don't try the Y chromosome.
Oh,
That
wow.
men have.
Yeah.
And it was a 10-minute banger too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I used to when I would do it. Even and the funny thing about it, Abioduna, the last poet, I told him I was finna do it. He said, you know what? He said most of the lesbians will come up to you and shake your hand after you do it, because it's gonna be so honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up there, and sure enough, the day I did it was the day of one camp, then did another one about the men. I said, okay, I went up there and did that poem. Boom, man, rocked them. And sure enough, a lot of lesbians came and said, you know, I gotta give you props for it. You was rough on us with that poem. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'll be rough on us. I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine.
That was dope.
So those are probably like the two that really like just that the ones that stand out in my mind. You know, so yeah.
Is there a shorter piece that you could share with us here on the Dopest?
Man.
I mean, I don't know if you're in that space right now, but if you are, then please do.
I mean, what I can do right now, I can do one that I always do, and it really is funny, because it became like a prayer of mine before I go on stage. Ain't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Because the 23rd Psalms prayer, the Lord is my shepherd,
Mm-hmm.
I had wrote it just to write it, because I said this thing needs to be revamped for the times we living in. But after I wrote it, and I would do it every now and then on stage, but then I started doing it before I go on stage, and so I can do that now. I got another, but I'm gonna do that this weekend. I got another called the event when that. No, I don't even know if you heard most yet. I can't do it now because the boat's not built for this right now.
Got you.
But the Lord's my shepherd. It's called Rum's Psalm from the 23rd Psalms. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures with the 12-gauge Winchester for these child molesters that pose as pastors. That though those green pastures may border rivers of disorder, whose waves and rapids are extorters of niggas with weak auras, he leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul with warmth similar to hugging an open door oven with them arms extended out over the stove. Whenever I'm murdered by hypothermia, for I am forever naked in the cold. Though that pain may ache, all terrain or straight, it doesn't matter which lane I take. Walking through life's plain with the ordained who pump that true blue, you in their veins or the fake. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Soldiering on this stairfare, I'm at a radio station that give blood offerings to Satan when they pump their gangster music through the air. And women who channel demons from other dimensions with those dead people's extensions they're twisting in their hair. I habitually pop prayers and popping the top off a bottle of beer, medicating my crusading with meditated breaths of air. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadows of death with the mind and mentality of criminality triggering a burglar's breath, since common sense has become a felony and reality of death. I will fear no evil of human monsters comprised of fecal that cleverly disguise themselves as people, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff they comfort me, like my 9mm redundancy a soothing weapon as I step in bad company. Now when these niggas are empty with envy, break bread to befriend me, complimenting me splendidly with wine and Hennessy, I'm inclined to dine in serenity, so I raise my glass and give a toast to their weak ass without any signs of enmity. For thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, so that word in mine's mind is an obscenity. it. Whensoever copperheads and diamond bites coil, and serpents out for spoils, thou anointest my head with oil that keepeth me greedy fish stick slick on aluminum foil. My nigga, I'm never spiritually sober, spiritless teetotalers, for my cup runneth over. The sobriety of a demonic culture. I guess you can say that makes me a drunk driver, hit and runner, and a holy roller. Leaving a sacrificial meal of fresh roadkill for the flies and vultures. Give care to Makota. Divinely fucked up is my policy. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, until my balls are praised by Christ, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord, smoking marijuana mixed with manna with the chairman of the boys, forever and ever. Let the church say amen.
That was dope, man. You got that wordplay. Woo! Yeah. Welcome back to the Dopest podcast.
The Dopest.
I'm here with Cola Rum, the infamous Cola Rum.
Yeah, the infamous, baby.
So, Cola, what made you want to publish books?
I was driving across the country. I was doing escort driving to supplement my poetry income.
Like escorts?
Delivering brand new cars
to
people's houses. Yeah, you talking about, yeah.
You're driving escorts?
Nah. Escort driving, delivering new cars to people's houses, and going to poetry shows all across the country, just delivering. And I was coming back through Kansas at 4 o'clock in the morning. They're not there but me, coyotes, the wolves, and the rabbits, and the dog. And I was like, all right, what's your second act? You got to graduate. You know, you're getting older. You got what do you want to do? And then I started thinking. I said, you know what? It just hit me. I said, dude, it's time to write a book. You know, I said, it's time to write a book. And then I said, all right, it's time to write a book. What are you gonna write the book on? You know, and then I thought about it. I said, well, I can't start writing something real deep with characters. I said, let me start with something from my life first. And then I remember when I was delivering cars and doing these shows, everywhere I go, they would ask me what you did to supplement your income. And I would always say, well, I work unarmed contract security on the night shift. And I would start talking to them about the characters that I ran into, and I'd have people laughing. They'll be rolling, drinking and smoking. I'd be acting out the people, and I have them rolling. So then I said, that's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to write books about these people I met, these black people I met in Atlanta working the night shift. And so that's what made me write the books. And then I just said, and due to the fact that the books is me, I'm raw, uncut, I can't take them to no publisher. They're going to be like, I'm not publishing that. So I said, I got to publish them myself. And so that's what pushed me to publish them myself, because I say, it's going to be no holds barred. I ain't finna be like, Cola, we need you to say African Americans, and we need you got to respect this group and that group and that group. Well, then how the fuck it ain't going to be a book? Yeah.
It's not going to have your essence.
Yeah, it ain't going to be no book. Yeah. So that what made me publish it on my own. I just said, dude, I did not. And then I came off the road, and I just went and got a job working at night at a hotel at night, sitting in the office watching cameras, going checking on floors, and people start fighting. And I just wrote. This had been this one though 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. But that's dedication and the discipline. So yeah, so the books, 9 years of love I put into the books. Yeah, research, writing, pushing through. So yeah, but the funny thing about it, like I told some of my writing partners, after that first year I realized I was built to do it, because I was always doing it. Yeah, because it's like writing is research, writing, and reading. I was always reading, and researching stuff, so I was always doing it. So once I got into after that first year I was like, all right, what the hell am I doing? How am I going to navigate this? But after I started writing, it just started coming out. Yeah, when it started coming out, I said, okay, put this there. Yeah, it just felt, everything started falling into place. So once everything started falling into place, I said, okay. And then I thought it was going to be one book and expanded. Yeah. And then I said, okay, I got 1,000 pages here. I got to cut this in half. So I cut it in half to 2 books. But that's what it started. That was what made me publish it. And so it's real. It's refreshing, but people who read it, they love it. Yeah. But they say, dude, this is a real novels. I said, this ain't coffee table books. These real books. But that's what I meant. That's why I was writing, because, and I say that in the book. I say I wrote these is for the eccentric ghetto boys, because I was the eccentric ghetto boy.
I love that.
Yeah, an eccentric, eclectic ghetto boy. So that's the first person I wrote the books for, because a lot of them be left out of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of them around the country that's hella smart, but they don't fit in nowhere. Yeah.
That's dope.
And so that's what I wrote it for. And like, black men need more literature. You know, a lot of black men don't read. You know, even in 2021, a lot of black men don't read. And so I wrote them for black men with brains. Because we don't have a lot of literature. We do not have we have a lot of coffee table books. We have a lot of cats trying to write like Donald Goins, failing miserably.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of people they can't write like Donald Goins. And Donald Goins' books be short. Me and my partner was talking about that. His books be 100 pages, but they be heavy. Because he knew how to use the words. So I wrote these two books for black men with brains, you know. That's why they so thick. That's why they're so thick, you know. Because it's like, me, I can read a coffee table book. I can read a novella. But like every now and then I said, I want to get something that help me, just that I got to work and read it, and it helped me in this other place. And so I said I wanted to write them type of books. Because like I say, we don't have a lot of books like that. When I want a book like that, it's sadly, I have to go read a white book. I do. When I want to get a real layered book that just have me captivated, I have to go get a white dude writing a book. You know what I'm saying? Someone writes some hella fire books. I can't get it from a lot of black dudes. And it's sad, like every now and then.
That dude.
I gotta be that dude. I gotta be him because he wasn't. So I had to be that dude. Because I mean, how many black dudes got like a meaty book? It's not a lot of them got meaty books. All their books be real thin.
Think of many.
I
can't even really think of one, honestly.
And I asked that to Abio Dune, the last poet. He said, "Time, Cola. We don't think we have the time." And then I told him, I said, I'm gonna make the time. And so I sat by it got history in it. The second book, at the end of it, I give you a history lesson of the Negro Indians who was in Georgia. I give you a history lesson how Georgia came to be from the Negro Indians. They had a war in Georgia, before Georgia, in South Carolina. And so after that war, the white people were scared to come in the Georgia area. They called it the debatable land. And so the Negro Indians ran down into Florida with the slaves and became the Seminoles. And they had this land nobody didn't want to go to. That was where Georgia was at. That's how Georgia came to be. From Negro, a lot of people don't know that, from Negro Indians.
So you give it history in your books as well as vivid pictures.
Exactly, stories.
From your imagination.
From
your real
people,
too,
the people I met. The people I met. That's what I'm saying. When you read it, you're gonna be like, oh, I know this person. I know this person here. It's like everybody who read it, because the first person you meet when you read it is the guy he's addicted to the strip club. I mean, he works to go to the strip club, to go back to work. That was his life. And I met a guy, worked with a guy like that. That's all he did, was worked all overtime he could work to go to the strip club. That was his life. That's all he did. He'd go to the strip club, from the strip club, he'll take him to the hotel, have sex with him, come back to work. That was his life. That was his whole life. That's the first character you meet. After you meet me, the second person you meet gonna be him. Oh yeah.
So would you say it's two whole like novels, or is it like short stories within? Does everything connect?
It's one whole novel. It's two books, one novel, but it got a lot of stories. Because I'm telling you all these people's stories in the book. I'm also telling you a history lesson in the book. And I'm also, the theme music of the book is Charles Mingus. That's my favorite jazz musician. So I'm describing his songs in poetic ways, because throughout the books, I'm carrying a radio with me, playing his music. And whenever one of his songs come on, I'm telling you about his song.
So that's really gonna make the reader go, if they don't know, if they're
exactly.
not familiar with his music,
And
they're
people
gonna
said
go and
that.
search it up.
People said that. They said when I started reading every chapter you mentioned one of his songs, I would play the song. He said it fit right in with the chapter. But that's what I wanted to do, because now I would get with artists. We would be arguing about jazz musicians. All of them would mention Coltrane. They would never mention Mingus. Now I get mad. Now I say Charles Mingus. They're like, who?
Yeah,
Charles. Everybody
so, I love that you're educating people.
Yeah, everybody sleep on Charles Mingus. He's one of the great ones. He was a composer. Like a lot of them were just players. He composed all his stuff, and he was one of the first ones who was composing. He'll think of the. Most of them are players play it, make it, then name it. He would be like, nah. I want to get the sound of black men working on the chain gang, hitting the hammer.
Wow.
That's how, and then he'll say, I want you to play your horn like he's hitting the hammer.
Wow.
Yeah, clang, clang, clang. Then they'll come up with the song, yeah. Then he'll say, yeah, this is going to be called the work song. And it's going to be based on the hardness of black people trying to work, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so he was like one of them dudes. He was a composer, man. Yeah, he's my favorite jazz musician. So I said I wanted to give dedication to him, because I remember the movie Clockwork Orange. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. I read the book. This white guy in the book, Beethoven was his. He loved Beethoven. He would be talking about Beethoven through this movie. So I said, you know, it'd be dope. I'm gonna do Charles Mingus like that. I'm gonna talk about him through the novels.
I love that.
To turn people on to him. So when people read books, you be turned on, and now when you get around your friends, you put on some Charles Mingus. You sound sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for your friends.
That's what's up. Yeah. So what I've always thought about you as well is that you're like really witty. That comes through in so much of your your conversation and your poetry as well. But also, I feel like you have so much wisdom. So is there anything that you could share with someone who might be like an up and coming artist, that you've learned over the years that you might be like a gem for them?
Yeah, the main thing, you better figure out what you are. Figure out what you want to be, and if you just stay on that path. A lot of people get off their path too much. Stay on your path. Figure out what you want to be. A lot of them are like I've been in Atlanta since 94. I've been in the art scene for a long time. I knew poets who will leave. They think they done joined the American Legion Post. They'll come back in about 5 years. They'll be a Muslim. Yeah. Then they'll come back and do poems for a year. Then you see them again. They say, well, I'm finna go to law school. You're like, yeah. What you do? You see them again. Now they're a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. You get a lot of that. And so I just tell any artist, if you're an artist, make sure that's what you want to be. If that's what you want to be, then embrace it for the good and the bad. Because you're going to have both of it. Yeah. You're going to have good, you're going to have bad, you're going to have highs, lows, you're going to get money, you're going to lose money, you're going to get cheated out of money, you're going to get some more money, you're going to lose. Yeah. If you're going to do it, you got to do it. And know that art is... The only warmth you're going to get out here is that art you create. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the warmth you're going to get. You know, because the art world is like any other society cold. You know, you got to be able to supply your own heat out here. So that's what I tell them, to know exactly what they're in it for, and who they are. Know exactly what you're in it for, and who you are, and then you'll be all right. So that's what I always do. And so when you see me on stage, and I be like, cool, don't got no filter. You see me, I be smiling, enjoying myself. I like to rattle them up, because a lot of them, they, like a bit said, they got football helmets on their head. They do. Everybody got their preconceived notions about things. And everybody wants you to lie. Don't nobody want nobody to get up there and tell the truth. No, don't nobody want nobody to tell the truth. So I'm like, you know what? Let me shake this room up. Yeah. So I used to live for that, getting up there and shaking the room up. Yeah, I live for it. Because don't nobody else want to hear it. Everybody say they want to hear it, so they hear it. They're like, oh, I don't want to hear this. Yeah, I wasn't ready for this. Yeah, and this is dumbfounding. Really, it's always been that way, but it's always dumbfounding to see how it's like the truth help you out so much, but people hate it so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It helps you out so much in life, but people hate it so much. Yeah, ain't that crazy? Yeah, it helps you out so much in life, but people hate it so much. And so, yeah, so I mean, that's all I can tell you. If you got an artist, is that he better know or she better know what she in it for and what she is. If you're a painter, you better know I am a painter. And I'm going to soldier through this as a painter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you're a musician, hey, this is it. This is my life. If you know that they know that, they'll be all right. They'll be able to deal with all the bumps, the bruises, and the kicks and the punches. Because people think because we are, they think we just be sitting around, floating around, happy-go-lucky, everything nice. People be thinking that. Yeah, and I be getting people that like, what you ain't got no problem, you're an artist. I'm like, what?
Right.
I don't got no problems. I'm an artist. You crazy, dude? we be bored, all stomach be in the bike, all bike sometimes. We be borderline, but I told that to my friends, we basically fantastic bombs, really.
Oh my gosh.
Artists, we basically, until the artists really blow up, we're basically like fantastic bombs. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
We're real charismatic, creative bombs. Yeah, we are. You know, most of
that is so true, because even like for me, like for years I was just like the free spirit poet, like you feel me, just living my life. I didn't really have like it. I just felt like I was just being me, you know, like I didn't have a care like as far as like responsibility or anything, you feel me. I just be in different states, different countries, like doing me, like
so it is.
But I definitely, you know, at this point I feel the responsibility
exactly,
now, like, you know,
exactly.
and all this stuff.
Yeah, you getting older, you're like, okay, I got to make this work. I really got to make this thing. Well, I'm getting older, like you said, your parents get sick. Oh man, my parents getting sick. All right, then me, I got to think, let me see, what about me? What about, I don't got the 401k. I got to get an insurance plan. How am I going to do this? I got to do this. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you have to think about, man. And a lot of people don't realize, a lot of artists, we don't be having a lot of that stuff. Yeah, because the time we can take getting that stuff, we have to be sitting around thinking of how I can create this, how I can create that. I tell people all the time, I say, you know what, how much money I could have got in the 9 years I took to dedicate to these books? How much, And Cocktail used to always say that. Chris Carter, he used to always say, Cola, a lot of us could be millionaires, but we spend our mind, focused on art.
It's because we're creatives, and so like a lot of us, if we just had that business side to pair with we'll be
but that sad thing about it, a lot of us be scared because so many artists done got used by business people that a lot of artists.
You gotta be that.
Exactly. You got to be both. You got to be both. Just go slow. I go slow because since you got to be both, you might as well go slow. Because you got to be both. You don't want to get burnt like a lot of artists do. A lot of artists be getting burnt. You know, spend their whole life. They get burnt, man. And that'd be sad when you see it. You're like, man, when you find out artists be done lost, that somebody took all their money. You're like, what? That artist or that artist?
That's true.
Yeah. So it's something, love. It's something. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
I feel it.
Yeah, I love it. I love the game. I'm part of the art tribe. We are the children of art. I embrace it. You know, a lot of people don't like to embrace it. I embrace it. Like, we're the children of art. You know, we are here to we're the creatives. We just got to figure out which way we want to go, and a lot of them don't know that. And so a lot of them get under that pressure, get under that stress, and they be drinking. That's another thing I tell your audience, don't fall into that drinking and drugging. That's one thing I was good at not doing. I always had that discipline. But a lot of them get to drinking and drugging because, like I said, you had that success monkey on your bike. You see your friends that got married, they got 401k, they got a house. You sitting over in an apartment and shit, got to go to the open mic spot or something. You be like, you drink,
You just look at some people and you be like, dang, they so talented.
That's what I'm saying. But they had that monkey on their bike. They had that success and survival monkey on their bike. You be looking at them and be like, damn, she just came and captivated the whole room with that song. But then she got to go back to her apartment You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it is. And then the real thing that hurts you is when you see her. She got to catch the train to go to her apartment, and you see some chick that can't sing on TV. She a millionaire. Yeah. That really will make you mad. You see some no talented person on TV, got all the money. You hear them you hear somebody on the radio can't sing, and you just left a coffee house, and somebody in the coffee house blowing.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. It's like a lot of less talented people, they have that business aspect, you know, so it's like that's kind of why I wanted to, you know, do this podcast too, for those people who are like really talented. Like we need to start, you feel me, learning the business side of things and learning different ways that, you know, because there's not just one way to make money and monetize off our art. There's so many different ways, and if you can just get one gem, you feel me?
All you gotta do, I mean,
and just go hard with that.
Look, look at me. All it takes is somebody in Ireland. A billionaire in Ireland can read this book tomorrow. Next time y'all see Cola millionaire now. That's all it takes. I mean, I mean, I get every time somebody buy it, every month a check come to me. People buying books, a check come every month. I said, I set all that up. It's just you have to set it up right. Once you set it up right, get everything right. Yeah, you have it. It's smooth. But a lot of people be rush. They don't set it up right. So I set both of them up right. You know, set the website up right. You set it up right. Yeah, you just take your time.
So how could you go wrong with like you know, publishing your book and not setting it up right? Like
you can go wrong with like if it's not edited right. If you don't get a ISBN, a lot of people don't get your own ISBN.
They'll use the Amazon.
Using theirs. Instead of your own. And you get your own ISBNs. Get you somebody to edit it right. You know. Make sure you write something good. Just make it look real professional. Cause I mean, Sister Nights, she was riding around in the over in our area, looking for this business company that put my book out.
And it's your company?
I was like, "This is my address, sister." I told her, I said, "This is my address." She said, "That is?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "I thought that was a publishing company." I said, "No, that's my house." I said, "That's the Dirty Line. That's me. The Dirty Line Scriptures. That's me." Yeah. So that's one thing that they go through the steps, because it's all on the internet. Just the steps of publishing. They just go through them steps and don't be skipping none of them steps. If they do that, and then they, when they put it online, whether it be Barnes and Noble, Amazon, or Lulu, whatever, then the money will come to them. But they have to do it right, and trying every step that they take, make sure they own everything. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Be publishing, make sure you own everything.
Nice. Yeah. I love what you said just now, especially. A lot of people don't know about the ISBNs.
Don't take the ISBNs.
How professional your book looks and everything, to the point to where you have your own publishing imprint. But other people are thinking like, oh, how can I get my book published? You know, they're trying to look for you. She
was looking for my. She riding around the neighborhood. Said she was gonna look for my this public card. I said, that's my address. That's my address. So and a couple of people.
Now everybody gonna be trying to pull up on you.
Exactly.
They're gonna try to pull up on you now, Cola.
Exactly. So that's me. I'm doing the 2 books. Oh, and the storytelling. Matter of fact, they picked up another one of my stories. They're gonna be syndicated on Left of the Dial.
I heard you also on The Moth.
Yeah. You heard it on the radio? Yeah. They picked up another one. They're gonna tell another one. Yeah, you heard it. Where you was at? You was in.
Me and my son, we just listened to it.
Oh, okay.
Car,
so. Y'all was here or in California somewhere?
We're here.
Okay, yeah. Now that was real dope too.
That was dope.
That was dope because when it happened, first off, I was going through a divorce, and so I was just finishing this second book these books, and the host kept asking me, "Man, come out and, you know how to tell stories. Come on out here and I said, how am I come out there? He said, okay. He real subtle with it. But then finally I said, okay, I'll write a little story and come out there. I came out there and I did one story and I said, okay. It's a different game. It's same, but it's different.
Yeah, I mean, you're perfect though.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I won it. I won the city most of the city in 2019.
Nice.
And then they put one on syndication. They finna get another one finna go in syndication. But the cool thing about that is when you get an email from somebody in London, saying, I just heard your story. I like, or like it was ladies in Canada. There's a couple of places it was far. I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, okay. That was real cool. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, so we're gonna just wrap this up a little bit. I definitely want to know about. This is the question that I'm asking everybody. So, when it's all over and done, what do you want to be remembered as?
What people know me as now. You know, when you around somebody, you talking about Cola, what be coming up? When my name come up?
Yeah, you're raw, unfiltered, super talented, genuine.
That's what I want to be remembered. I just want to remember, dude, if ain't nobody else be out here telling me the truth, Cola gonna tell me the truth.
Yeah.
So it's like like when I come to the poetry spots now, or if I go to a music spot, like Tiff Good, the horn player, I came to the spot, see her perform. She gets a call. I know you ain't finna lie to me. How did I sound? You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie to her. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I respect that and I like that people know. You know what? Cola get on your nerves sometimes. He ain't finna lie to you. He gonna tell you the truth. He ain't finna butter it up for you. Right. So if anything, I want people to remember me as the dope. I got a dope pen game, and I was out of all the lying people on the earth, I had one dude telling me the truth. So if I could be remembered for those two things, I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah, those two things you can remember. This dude had a sick pen game. His pen game traveled. He could write a poem, he could tell a story, he could write a book, and he was honest. He ain't had no filter, which is my blessing and my curse. Yeah.
And where can people find you for your work?
ColaRum.net. www.colarum.net. You go there, it'll lead you to links to the Amazon, to Barnes and Noble, and you can find me at the infamous Cola Rum on Instagram and Cola Rum on Facebook. So if you want to find me.
Well, thank you for being my guest on the D.O.P.E.S.T. That's it for today, but we will see y'all next time.
I am the dopest.